DOULUO DALU Chapter 27, Not Daring to Cause Trouble is Mediocrity. Part 1. Neither side directly brought out their spirits. The opposing 5 youths saw that the person meeting them unexpectedly was a delicate and pretty little miss. Although she appeared young, at present Xiaowu was already about 1.70 m tall, winking with adorable big eyes, advancing with an appearance harmless to men and beasts. They couldn't help but immediately lose some of their anger. Oscar, standing next to Tang San, in a low voice said, "Won't you also catch up? Don't let Xiaowu come to grief." Oscar had not seen Xiaowu genuinely use her skill, and naturally did not know her true strength. But since the other side came from an advanced Spirit Master Academy, they should have at least 20th ranked or higher spirit power level, and there were 5 of them. Tang San did not step forward, slightly smiling, said, "You two are deceived by Xiaowu's external appearance. These several fellows must have bad luck." After many years of continuous cultivation, Tang San's purple demon eye had already truly entered the detailed realm. His ability to see things naturally wasn't merely like before. Purple demon eye was divided into the 4 surveying, detailed, mustard seed and boundless stages. In the surveying realm, one was able to substantially improve vision power, and furthermore clearly grasp every existing detail. After entering the detailed realm, according to what Tang San originally remembered of mysterious heaven treasure records accounts, purple demon eye's effect should be seeing even more clearly, and grasping even richer detail, but detail realm purple demon eye could further grant a mental state where everything slowed down, allowing him to react in the shortest possible time. After Tang San's purple demon eye genuinely entered the detailed realm, he discovered that in this world, purple demon eye had some differences. Besides its original capabilities, he was also able to see Spirit Master's amount of spirit power. But there was a condition: he could only see spirit power of Spirit Masters with spirit power lower than his. When stronger than his, purple demon eye saw nothing. Although he did not know how that came about, to Tang San, this undoubtedly was a considerably useful ability, at the least capable of helping him decide whether the opponent's spirit power was stronger than his. Right now, he relied on purple demon eye to clearly see the other side's Blue Sunshine Academy's 7 students. Besides that female student and that teacher who he was unable to see through, he was very clear about the other 6 students' spirit power. The spirit power of the youth who previously provoked and was beaten back by Daimyo Bai was 27th ranked, and of these 5 people in front of him right now, none had surpassed 25th rank. Tang San only too thoroughly understood Xiaowu's real combat experience. She also had 29th rank spirit power. Under circumstances without preparations, Tang San could be sure that it was impossible for Xiaowu to come to grief, to say nothing of also having him at her side. The 5 youths' advancement halted, but this did not mean Xiaowu would stop. Xiaowu blinked with her big eyes, saying with a smile, "All of you big brothers, hello." The 5 youths were distracted simultaneously, unable to help looking at each other in dismay. Blocked by a little miss looking this adorable, their aggressive manner immediately went motionless, hesitating for a moment, not knowing what to do. But as they looked at each other, Xiaowu moved. Her feet seemingly slipping, she completely tumbled forward at once, body toppling in the direction of a youth. That youth subconsciously raised his hands thinking to support Xiaowu, but suddenly saw a black shiny braid flying through the air. Before he even had time to react, his neck was already firmly bound by Xiaowu's scorpion braid. At just this moment Xiaowu's body also stopped tumbling, leaping up with body curling, jumping with her back to that student, both feet directly stomping towards the other party's stomach. With one's neck bound it was easy to panic, and seeing Xiaowu's both feet stomp at him, the youth hastily raised both hands to block. But how could he have expected Xiaowu to not at all use her feet to attack, but only as a fulcrum? In practically only a split second, his entire body flew forward following Xiaowu's front handspring. Originally, even if it was Tang San, the first time he encountered Xiaowu's soft skill he got the worst of it, let alone these academics before him, advanced Spirit Master Academy students without much combat experience. Xiao Wu's movements were extremely fast, and without stopping her feet for the slightest moment, drawing support from the previous hand flip momentum, while throwing one person both her feet fell onto another person. By now, the 4 remaining youths still had not completely reacted. The youth confronting Xiao Wu's second attack hastily held up both hands, thinking to block Xiao Wu's attack, but was Xiao Wu's soft skill so easy to resist? Both his arms indeed blocked Xiao Wu's feet, but this Blue Sunshine student was shocked to discover, Xiao Wu's feet unexpectedly did not carry any strength, and soft like noodles, both feet sliding, already boring through under his arms, accurately pressing at both sides of his neck. Next, Xiao Wu's front flip turned into a back flip, violating inertia, and a second person was also thrown. All this happened in a flash. The diners all around saw the Blue Sunshine Academy 5 rushing forward, but unexpectedly in a moment a beautiful young miss efficiently threw 2 of them. That Blue Sunshine Academy teacher, seeing Xiao Wu's attack methods, was also stunned a moment, alarm mixing with anger, snarling, "Idiots, use spirits." On the other side, Oscar exerted himself to rub his eyes, unable to help saying, "Fuck me, so fierce. Luckily I haven't offended your Xiao Wu." Tang San smiled slightly without speaking. By now, Daimyo Bai once again stood up, in a low voice saying, "Xiao Wu, come back. With us male students here, why use you schoolgirls to fight?" Between flickers, Daimyo Bai already reached Xiao Wu's side. Xiao Wu turned her head to look towards Tang San, and as Tang San nodded towards her, she without attacking again walked back calmly. Fatty Ma Hung-jun ate 2 mouthfuls in quick succession, and while chewing the food in his mouth, somewhat reluctantly walked out, standing by Daimyo Bai's side. Needing a pair of chubby hands, making cracking sounds. Tang San walked up to meet Xiao Wu, and exchanged positions with her, standing at Daimyo Bai's other side. 3 juveniles against 5 youths. It looked like Tang San's side appeared much weaker, but was their actual strength contrasted this way? Xiao Wu previously did not use her spirit, therefore, although those 2 thrown fellows were confused and distracted, they were not genuinely injured. The 5 Blue Sunshine students again gathered together, fury already reaching a peak, practically without hesitation using their spirits. How could they also want to believe that they with Advanced Spirit Master Academy student rank would be unable to beat these juveniles? For a moment, all kinds of light flashed. The 5 youth spirit rings' color were the same, all had 1 white and 1 yellow, representing 1 10-year spirit ring and 1 100-year spirit ring. The 5 were naturally without exception battle spirit masters, comprised of 2 Tool Spirit Battle Spirit Masters and 3 Beast Spirit Battle Spirit Masters. The 2 Tool Spirits respectively were Pike and Trident 1, the 3 Beast Spirits following were Deer, Sheep 2 and Horse. Judging by the spirits themselves, all could be considered powerful. Seeing their opponents release their spirits, Daimyo Bai's evil eyes even held a bit more disdain. This is what's called Advanced Spirit Master Academy disciples? And 10-year spirit rings? Younger brothers, let them have a look at spirit rings. This among the Shrek Academy students' oldest evil eye White Tiger never was a reasonable person. This bit, Tang San already discovered long ago the first time they met. Unless you made him acknowledge you in strength, Daimyo Bai's arrogant manner would not vary. White Tiger, body enhancement. A layer of pale white light abruptly emerged from his body. Daimyo Bai's both arms simultaneously stretched to either side, chest sticking out, cracking sounds echoing from his whole skeleton, muscles abruptly swelling, the clothes he wore filling out. Each muscle became extremely distinct under his clothes, even the air at his side seemed to already become wild. The blonde hair in a moment became alternating black and white taking up the majority, several locks of black hair exceptionally distinct within. On his forehead appeared 4 faint lines, 3 horizontal and 1 vertical, happening to form the character Eoeking 3. His hands changed the most, growing to no less than twice their former size, white fur completely covering the backs of the hands, flicking between the 10 fingers, short dagger-like talons continuously stretched out and withdrew from the palm. Each of those talons was like the edge of a knife, length exceeding 8 kun 4, shining with quiet cold. Dai Muebai's upper body slowly leaned forward, the 4 pupils of his evil eyes becoming a deep serene blue, emitting intangible ice-cold murderous intent, brimming with tyrannical deterring force. Under his feet, 3 brilliant rings of light rose successively, quietly ascending, 2 yellow and 1 purple, spirit rings wandering between, surging spirit power forming pressure like billows hitting the face. Perhaps it was because of spirits mutually subduing each other. On the other side the 3 beast spirit battle spirit masters couldn't help but tremble and recoil several steps at the same time as Dai Muebai completed his spirit body enhancement. Facing tiger, how could deer, sheep, and horse not be afraid? Especially that on Dai Muebai's body representing 1,000-year spirit ring, even more made the confronting 5 Blue Sunshine Academy students' hearts shake greatly. At the same time as Dai Muebai released his spirit, Tang San and Ma Hung-jun also set free their strength. Phoenix, body enhancement. Red-purple light rushed out from within Fatty's body, the short hair on his head abruptly becoming long and furthermore gathering to the center, becoming a Mohican-type hairstyle. 2 yellow spirit rings simultaneously rose from under his feet, long feathers extending along his bare thick and solid arms. Both hands also took on the shape of claws. Part 2. Scorching air whirled around Fatty's body, even though his height was not a little shorter than the opposing Blue Sunshine students. After that purple flame released from within his body, his imposing manner became completely different, matching Dai Muebai's white tiger spirit, suppressing the other side with a kind of feeling like being unable to breathe easy. Only Tang San's spirit still could be considered calm. 2 like Ma Hung-jun's yellow spirit rings rose from under his feet, dense blue-silver grass quietly released, centering on his body, slowly spreading. Basically without needing to fight, after only Dai Muebai released 3 spirit rings, the opposing 5 Blue Sunshine students already lost heart. They understood clearly how large a gap came from the difference of 1 spirit ring's strength, let alone when this person's 3rd spirit ring was on the 1,000-year level. How were they still capable of contending with that? What brought these several Blue Sunshine Academy students' hearts extremely out of balance was, these few juveniles looked much younger than them, but the strength they brought out was already above theirs. Stop! That Blue Sunshine Academy's teacher finally couldn't help but stand forward, waving a hand towards his students. You withdraw. The students were in mental disequilibrium, and this teacher's heart indeed was extremely shocked. He clearly recognized that the opposing 3 juveniles, whether it was this somewhat older in the middle or the 2 on either side looking like only 12 or 13 years old, all could be said to be geniuses among geniuses. Especially this one in the middle, he looked at most 17 years old, but already possessed 3 spirit rings, reaching spirit elder realm. This was an unprecedented matter to him. Especially that 1,000-year spirit ring, so dazzling to the eyes. This teacher after all was already in his middle age. Seeing Dai Muebai release his genuine strength, in his heart he already considered very many possibilities. Let alone speaking of his several students being able to match the opponent, even if they could prevail over the other side, he still would not let them fight. Somewhat inconveniently could not be provoked. I am Blue Sunshine Academy's External Affairs Department Director Ye Zhiqiu 5. May I ask, what school are you from? Seeing Ye Zhiqiu himself walk out before the 3, releasing his spirit power before him without using his spirit to withstand the pressure, Dai Muebai's heart secretly felt a chill. Under these kinds of circumstances, he could be certain that this middle-aged person's spirit power was far above his own. We are from Shrek Academy. Without waiting for Dai Muebai to speak up, Fatty already immensely proudly spoke. While speaking, his naked gaze resolutely stared at Blue Sunshine Academy's 1 female student. Yu Zhiqiu looked blank a moment. In his eyes revealed a thoughtful light. Clearly, he was not familiar with Shrek Academy's name. Shrek Academy? Seems I have not heard of it. Dai Muebai snorted coldly. You are indeed ignorant and inexperienced. Hearing the other party not at all being children of some school, Ye Zhiqiu in his heart loosed a breath, but at the same time also couldn't help but feel somewhat powerless. He always believed that Blue Sunshine Academy's students were already very outstanding. This time's plan to leave for Stardew Great Forest was to assist one student having reached 30th rank to advance the third spirit ring. Also that was the female student who all along had not come out. But before him these several juveniles provoked him greatly. Ye Zhiqiu understood that these three juveniles indeed were entitled to disdain Blue Sunshine Academy. But, possessing such strong spirit power so young, how had they after all practiced? They were practically little monsters. Of course, although in his heart he had been shaken the other side's actual strength, if he cowered back so in front of this many diners, Blue Sunshine Academy would at once lose face. The students were out of the question, he himself had to earn back Blue Sunshine Academy's lost face. Thinking of this, Ye Zhiqiu no longer hesitated, a light flickering within his eyes, he also released his spirit. Black Tortoise 6, Spirit Enhancement. Beast Spirit, Black Tortoise. A black ripple released from within Ye Zhiqiu's body, forcibly pushing back the pressure of Tang San, Dai Mubai, and Fatty. His four limbs simultaneously contracted by 1/3, his back swelling, unexpectedly bearing a huge shell. Black light twinkled over his whole body, a full 5 spirit rings rising from below, spiraling above his body. The 5 spirit rings were 1 white, 2 yellow, 2 purple. This Blue Sunshine Academy External Affairs Department head unexpectedly was an over 50th rank Spirit King level expert. Even though Ye Zhiqiu's spirit ring levels were not at all considered very strong, the more than 50th rank spirit power exhibited there instantaneously suppressed the Shrek side. Everyone in the entire dining hall cried out in surprise. After all, on the continent a Spirit King was already a rare Spirit Master, their actual strength considerably formidable. In some kingdoms one could already possess Viscount or even Earl titles. Dai Mubai's expression changed, gaze floating over to Tang San beside him. Tang San and him shared a look, naturally understood his meaning. Slowly nodding to him once, both hands slowly rising, stroking 24 moonlit bridges. To handle an opponent with clearly greater spirit power, perhaps they could only use hidden weapons to ensuring a strike. The other side was not after all Zhao, and would not likely start off leniently. Ye Zhiqiu's speech was very pretty. You several children are not sensible, afterwards don't talk drivel. Call out your academy teacher. Fatty uncannily called out. At once pulling out your turtle head 7, and still want to see our teacher? We several are enough to deal with you. All of you Spirit Master uncles, I beseech you, don't fight inside my small shop, it's a small business, a small business. The shop owner at this moment already had no choice but to run out. If he did not dissuade them, in the next moment perhaps the entire store would be baptized by the tempest. Ye Zhiqiu possessed Black Tortoise spirit. In all his life the most taboo word was "Eo a turtle head 8. Originally he only thought to frighten these several juveniles before him once, then let it be. After all, he could not want to shoulder the accusation of the old taking unfair advantage of the young, to say nothing of how entirely unclear the strength was of the academy behind these children. But Fatty had offended his taboo. Ye Zhiqiu in his heart was angry, but contrary to his anger smiled. Fine, I will substitute for your teacher to educate you. We will go outside. Finished speaking, he turned and walked outside, behind him the black tortoise shell swaying appearance looking somewhat ridiculous, but the spirit power he released was considerably vigorous. The Blue Sunshine Academy students also followed Ye Zhiqiu outside the hotel. Dai Mubai in a low voice said to Tang San. This old fellow is more than 50th ranked, but his spirit Black Tortoise is also a kind of considerably decent beast spirit. Later on we must be a bit careful. I previously stood up to his attack, but your movements are probably a bit faster. I fear my support won't last too long. Tang San said. We will not necessarily lose. Although his spirit power is more formidable than ours, his spirit has flaws. By now, the other several people already came up around them, just in time to hear Tang San's words. Tang San said. His spirit is Black Tortoise. I can be certain that he is a defensive type battle spirit master. Of his active abilities and passive abilities, the overwhelming majority should be used for defense. Consequently, although his spirit is much more formidable than ours, the threat he is able to bring us with his attacks isn't big. High spirit power without suitable means to attack can give us what threat? Therefore, to deal with him I propose two methods. Tang San was Grandmaster's disciple. Regarding spirit theory he knew much more than the others. With only one look at Ye Zhiqiu's spirit, he had already made very many judgments. The first method is to take advantage of our own speed to contend with him. He after all is a teacher, and his spirit power is also much higher than ours, so naturally he will not issue limits to our number of people. Therefore, I suggest to leave it to me, Mu Bai and Zhu Zuqing to completely settle this task, because we three are the fastest. While contending with him, we must launch our fastest speeds to be sure to not let his attacks hit. Afterward again looking for opportunity, looking for his weak points. Carrying out attacks. Only, Black Tortoise's defense is very powerful so we might not be able to successfully attack him. As a result of having a carapace to protect his body, my blue-silver grass thorns and poison perhaps won't have any effect on him. Consequently, I even more recommend the second method. With the first kind of method the similarity is that it's still us three pinning him down. Black Tortoise is affiliated with Water 9, and it just so happens that Fatty's Phoenix Flame mutually subdues it. Water can subdue fire, but fire can also equally restrain water. Fatty's Flame is also so peculiar. Leaving you to surround him and start the attack, with Oscar's sausage support your attack duration would not have any problem. Our goal is attrition. Xiao Wu, you are in charge of support, alternately switching with us three in front, like this everyone can obtain replenishment from Oscar. Although our spirit power is inferior to his, we have little AO and in addition a numerical advantage, exploiting his lack of methods of attack that are sufficient to threaten us. Listening to Tang San's proposal, everyone couldn't help but slap the table and shout with praise. Not one person was unwilling. Tang San, what about me? Ning Rongrong's refined eyebrows wrinkled slightly, looking at Tang San with wide eyes. Tang San stared blankly a moment. The reason he had not included Ning Rongrong in the formation was actually because after learning of this girl's unreasonable nature, he feared she would have the opposite reaction. Thinking it over, he said. Your spirit is special, engage according to the situation. Ning Rongrong clenched her teeth, sensing the others looked at her with a somewhat strange gaze, secretly releasing her ferocity in her heart. She knew that she seemed to already have been excluded from this group. This kind of feeling was absolutely hard to take for her. Part 3. Discussion over, everyone simultaneously walked outside, relying on Tang San's original battle with Zhao Wuji. They were all very confident, and speaking of challenging powers to promote their own strength was clearly very advantageous. Ning Rongrong walked last. Suddenly, her ears picked up a low voice. If you want to make everyone acknowledge you, use action to prove that you are part of Shrek. When Ning Rongrong raised her head to look, it was just in time to see Oscar with his face already grown a full beard smiling towards her. For some reason, the rims of her eyes suddenly reddened, with an effort nodding to Oscar. Very quickly everyone reached outside. Perhaps it was because the 5 spirit rings over Ye Zhiqiu were too eye-catching, but in this small town they had attracted very many onlookers. While walking out into this small town, Ye Zhiqiu had calmed somewhat. Watching the 7 juveniles walk up, he said in a low voice. I will give you another opportunity. Right now there is still time to admit your wrongs. Daimyo Bai smiled nefariously. Wrongs? What is called wrong? What is called right? A big fist is right. First defeat us then talk again. Finally this time Ye Zhiqiu could no longer not act, snorting angrily. All of you together, I will take the place of your academy to teach you manners. Fatty smiled darkly, saying. Remember, we're not people, we're monsters. Without waiting for Ye Zhiqiu to act, Daimyo Bai already charged out, the second spirit ring on his body releasing light, intense white radiance condensing in a round ball already spitting out from his mouth, precisely Evil Eye White Tiger's second spirit ring ability, White Tiger Fierce Light Wave. At the same time as Daimyo Bai spit out White Tiger Fierce Light Wave, Zhu Zoking's body flashed diagonally, accelerating in a flash and moving around Ye Zhiqiu's side. Tang San also acted at the same time, charging Ye Zhiqiu from the other side. The long Mohican hair on Fatty's head trembled, the first spirit ring releasing light, spouting a red-purple phoenix fire wire at Ye Zhiqiu. The four practically indistinguishably struck one after another. Without the slightest amount of fear of the opponent being an over 50th rank Spirit King. Facing the four's simultaneous attacks, Ye Zhiqiu's whole body flourished with black light. His mouth releasing a deep roar, on his body the first and second two spirit rings simultaneously shone, body rapidly rotating half a turn, revealing the tortoise shell on his back. At the same time, a black light like a river released ghastly cold air. The battle had just begun, but Ye Zhiqiu at once used his two spirit ring abilities. One was Black Tortoise Protective Form 10, the other was Black Water Freezing 11. His goal was very simple, sorting out these youngsters in the shortest time, giving them a profound lesson. Since he used this tone, he had also manifested Blue Sunshine Academy's actual strength. Although the Shrek Academy students' power was out of the ordinary, they were after all still young. Their spirit power also had a very large gap with his. Ye Zhiqiu believed that relying on releasing his 53rd rank spirit power's Black Water Freezing, he would be able to directly freeze their whole bodies to a halt. The White Tiger Fierce Light Wave exploded on Ye Zhiqiu's back. Just like Tang San judged, Black Tortoise's defensive power was ranked at the very front among beast spirits. His spirit power also exceeded Daimyo Bai's very much. So this one strike did not have any effect at all. Ye Zhiqiu's body had not even moved. By now, Tang San had already taken advantage of this to arrive next to Ye Zhiqiu, close to the opponent. He deeply felt an extremely cold air hit his face, seemingly like the blood vessels in his whole body froze. Under the shivering cold in his heart, he hurriedly urged mysterious heaven skill to rapidly work within his body, resisting the cold air, his charging figure coming to a sudden stop. But blue-silver grass spirit swiftly dispersed, twining around Ye Zhiqiu from all four directions. What is called Eo fire and water have no mercy. 12. Whether it was freezing cold or burning heat, regarding plant system spirits both had a certain restraining effect. Blue-silver grass movement speed under the effect of black water freezing clearly became somewhat sluggish. Just at this moment, Fatty's Phoenix Fire Wire had reached the tortoise shell on Ye Zhiqiu's back. Even though Fatty's Phoenix Flames had been weakened a fair bit by black water freezing, similarly, following Phoenix Fire Wire's arrival, black water freezing's chill had also reduced a lot. Although the red-purple flame infecting the tortoise shell was unable to pierce through, it did not stop burning, adhering to it like it was viscous. Ma Hongzhen's spirit was a variant and it naturally could not be considered ordinary fire. Ye Zhiqiu only felt a burning heat on his back and was immediately startled. With the help of this instant's opportunity, blue-silver grass already twined up, tightly adhering to his body, Zhu Zoking's illusory silhouette quietly appeared in the dead angle at Ye Zhiqiu's back, launching the first spirit ring ability Hell Rush Stab, directly targeting Ye Zhiqiu's neck. Suddenly, Ye Zhiqiu's neck retracted, a strange scene appearing, his entire head unexpectedly withdrawing into his chest, just perfectly avoiding Zhu Zoking's talons. On his body the third spirit ring shone, spouting out a mouthful of mist, covering the phoenix flame on his back. Even though the phoenix flame burned very powerfully, Ye Zhiqiu's black water was also not simple, his spirit power also by far exceeded Fatty's, and the red-purple flames on the tortoise shell stopped burning. Intense cold once again rose, and Tang San practically immediately withdrew his blue-silver grass. Otherwise the blue-silver grass would have frozen rigid, which would influence himself not a little. Zhu Zoking's cat's claws swatted once at the tortoise shell, borrowing power to soar out. But in that brief moment of contact, Zhu Zoking's hand already froze rigid. This time, Daimyo Bai just arrived, without hesitation having started his white tiger protective barrier, within the glittering light of the first spirit ring, a pair of huge tiger paws with sharp blades popping out, directly swatted at Ye Zhiqiu's back. Daimyobai's spirit power was the most powerful among the Shrek students, but the 37th rank spirit power attack still had a with a 20-something rank large gap. With two muffled sounds, Ye Zhiqiu's body staggered once, stumbling 2 steps forward, but he very quickly half-turned, head also extending from within the chest, mouth wide, a black cold stream spit directly towards Daimyobai. Third spirit ring ability, Black Water Surge 13. The intense chill gave Daimyobai's body a burst of cold. Although White Tiger protective barrier could isolate the chill, it still could not completely resist. After all, the opponent's spirit power was more than 10 ranks stronger than his. Just at this moment, the second red-purple flame appeared just right, blocking in front of Daimyobai's body, striking together with that black water. Thick steam rising, although the flame was suppressed by the black water, Daimyobai also took advantage of this opportunity to very quickly retreat. The brief exchange put Tang San somewhat at a loss. Don't tell me my judgment was wrong, and this black tortoise actually isn't a defensive type spirit? No, impossible. How could teachers' many years of research be mistaken? This Blue Sunshine Academy teacher's spirit clearly hasn't shown any variation. But this dense cold air spirit ability of his is very difficult to handle. Little did they imagine, while Tang San's group was astonished, Ye Zhiqiu was even more amazed. Although the 4 juveniles' coordinated attack did not injure him, it caused him some not inconsiderable inconvenience. Especially Ma Hongjun's spouted phoenix fire wire was deeply felt by Ye Zhiqiu. This kind of flame seemingly was precisely his bane. If it was not for that little fatty's spirit power being too low, his black water would absolutely be unable to resist this kind of eccentric flame. And the spirit power added to Daimyobai's 2 palms just now swatting on his tortoise shell was vigorous and tyrannical, brimming with explosive strength. Although he had the tortoise shell for protection, they still made the blood and breath in Ye Zhiqiu's body roll. After all, Black Tortoise protective form was only his first spirit ring ability, and although Black Tortoise in itself excelled at defense, in the end the first spirit ring ability's defensive strength was still very limited. Most shocking Ye Zhiqiu was the coordination between these 4 juveniles. Although their coordination in itself still was very raw and could not reach fully harmonized condition, between them they each possessed capabilities whose natures very strongly complemented each other. 1 Storm-in fighter, 1 agility attack gorilla, 1 control system, furthermore 1 long-range attacker, complementing one another, able to make their firepower reach the highest degree. What kind of existence was this Shrek Academy? How could he know? Looking at these 7 juvenile boys and girls, they were already Shrek Academy's entire student body. Just at this moment, a lazy voice suddenly echoed, interrupting the fight. Late at night, yet you haven't gone to bed, running out and getting up to what? Tang San looked blank a moment, already releasing both hands' subconscious touch on 24 moonlit bridges. Just about to use his third spirit ring ability, Daimyobai hiccuped when he heard this voice and halted, withdrawing like flying, pulling open the distance with Ye Zhiqiu. A large figure appeared in everyone's field of view. The arrival was Zhao Wuji. All of you go back to sleep. Zhao Wuji did not even look at the Blue Sunshine Academy's side, with one wave of his hand ordering all the Shrek students back to the hotel. This riled up Ye Zhiqiu did not give up. Wait a moment. Zhao Wuji somewhat impatiently turned around. What? Ye Zhiqiu coldly said. You are that Shrek something Academy's teacher. Just now these several students of your academy insulted our Blue Sunshine Academy. Shouldn't you give us an explanation? Explanation? What is there to explain? Isn't Blue Sunshine Academy a trash institute? Their words can't be regarded as an insult. What person was Zhao Wuji? Originally in the Spirit Master realm he was also outstandingly famous as a fiend in human form, although not the most powerful kind, he was still equivalent to a terrifying existence. Confronting a 50-something rank Spirit Master, he naturally would not look clearly at the other party. 1. A euro degree a euro a with circumflex a yen a euro degree, 3-part pitchfork, which differs slightly from the regular word for trident, a euro degree a yen a euro degree a 3-pronged halberd, so it may be he just has a pitchfork. 2. A 3/4 a, alternatively goat. 3 wang, a 1/2 a euro superscript 1. 4 8 a yen a equals 27 centimeters. 5. A yen a yen a euro superscript 1, page no autumn. 6 Xian Gui, a 1/2 a euro a with tilde copyright a 3/4 a, black tortoise is one of the 4 heavenly beasts, of which white tiger is another. 7 Fatty says Wang ba, a 1/2 a euro superscript 1 a yen a euro a, which has the meaning of tortoise, but also cuckold and bastard. This originated from the ancient curse Wang ba duan, a yen a eoe a yen a euro a, where Wang means forgotten and ba duan are the 8 basics of how to conduct oneself with integrity, filial piety, fraternal duty, loyalty, trustworthiness, courtesy, righteousness, honesty, shame. A yen a 1/4 a euro a with ring above a 1/4 a yen a 1/4 a 1/4 a 1/4 a 1/4 a superscript 1 a euro degree a 1/4 a yen a euro degree a 1/4 a, meaning a person who had forgotten integrity. At some point this was mixed together with the near homonym for tortoise. I don't know an English analog, so you get a poop joke instead. 8 Wang ba, a 1/2 a euro superscript 1 a yen a euro a, again. 9 In Wuxing, 5 phases theory, the water phase is associated with black tortoise. Also, it's a tortoise. 10. A 1/2 a euro a with tilde copyright a 3/4 a 1/2 a euro e. 11. A 1/2 a euro a with tilde a degree a yen a euro a degree a yen a degree a, black water ice confer /seal. 12 Idiom, forces of nature are outside of human control. 13. A 1/2 a euro a with tilde a degree a.